Welcome to today's class. Today we are going to proceed from where we left last time, and it is on writing skills. Now this topic is purely going to look at how do we come up with documents, and those documents that we are bringing forth, to what extent are they going to be utilized within the organization itself. Now, writing skills, they allow you to communicate clearly with others, and it will create that resourcefulness to you as a person, because at the workplace there are many things that we always undertake, and therefore that undertaking, it automatically gives us a proper indictment to what is expected for us. So meaning, even if we are talking about professionalism, then we are not going to focus on other things, but we are going to look at what do we use, or maybe to what extent are we going to initiate and formulate various documents that are supposed to be assisting us to perform our day-to-day tasks. Because daily tasks within an organization, they are always maybe followed by the proper documentation, and therefore if you are going to talk of record keeping and initiating such written documents, then it will in one way or another confirm the best interests that are supposed to be given forth. So what do we mean when we talk about what are the writing skills? What does it mean? Now, under the writing skills, it includes the knowledge and abilities that are related to expressing ideas. Because if you have an idea and you want that idea to reach to the intended persons, then automatically you need to be able to utilize a proper mechanism that you as a person you are going to use to be able to give forth whatever is there. But this idea that you are expressing it in a written word. So those written documents that you are initiating or maybe sharing, then it means you are giving them forth in a very organized manner. Now, that ability to communicate through writing is what now we are trying to impress under the spirit of writing skills, because it is in one way or another going to promote and even assist in initiating what all of them are expected to be doing. And that ability has become more like a demand to those who are maybe engaging in the same spirit of writing and documentation. Now, well-written documents, emails, and posts not only are going to be inviting a proper impression from your employers, but also they are going to persuade your associates, some of them who are customers, to be able to have that confidence either in the dealings or in the items that you are expressing or giving to them. Because ideally, we can only convince people as to what we are doing if there is a very good indictment across the same. So the technical knowledge about writing maybe documents or the whatever you are putting maybe in place goes all the way to what we call formatting. And formatting goes in on the issue of how a document is going to be presented, and how is it going to be presented to the intended persons. And if it is so, is it going to meet the demands that are there? The other aspect is, why do we need the writing skills? So meaning, the reason behind acknowledging and understanding the writing skills, it is going to come forth on the aspect of it allows people to get a point across without being physically present. Because documentation delegates, or maybe a person can delegate his authority to a document, and therefore that document is going to move and be utilized in many spheres, because we are looking at it as a measure of engagement or what is duly expected of them. Because ideally, then they are going to use the same or maybe follow the same in initiating the process. So does it allow or maybe does it give what is expected of them? That's why many employers will get a very good impression from those who are well indicted on formulation of document, because the best writers will always create a very positive impression to those we believe that they are initiating such documentation. So meaning it is going to cover a way in which you do your activities. Also, they influence the quality of your work, because some people are going to look at what you've written, what you've presented, and what you are giving forth, and therefore they will use it as a means of trying to understand whatever you are putting across. And therefore, if it is something that they will be doing every now and then with you, then automatically it is in one way or another going to initiate the same process, and they will have a direct effect on your ability to get an excellent conversation or an excellent promotion across the field. So those are the two aspects: the writing skills, what it entails, and why do we need them. So let us see now the strategies that we are going to use, maybe the writing strategies that will make communication effective, because examples of writing skills then simply remind us on what is fully expected and what we need to do across our own selves. So point number one, it is on research. A good writer does a lot of research to gather more information or to have a proper command of the topic they are dealing with in terms of writing, so that the flesh or the information you are going to get will assist you to be a very good writer. Then number two, there is the issue of outlining. Now this is more of like paraphrasing your work in a manner that it is going to be very appealing to those who are going to be the consumers of that message or that information, because they want to have a pros way of engagement and follow whatever you are sharing. Then the third one is about editing, and editing, it is correcting or maybe putting a written document in a manner that it is going to be very much commensurate to what is expected, because as you are formulating a document, it can have the typographical errors, or maybe it can have the errors of omission and commission. So during this process, you are trying to deal with such anomalies. Then the fourth one, it is reading, and this allows you to comprehend whatever you have put forth, maybe as a writer, and ensure that it goes on without losing the meaning. And lastly, time management. On this one, it is allowing you to maybe ensure that whatever you are writing, it is simple and clear, because if it is too wide and in one sense maybe takes long, then it is going to give such individuals a ordeal to what is duly expected of them. The last one is about tips of writing skills. Now these tips, we are simply asking ourselves, what do we impress or put in place in ensuring that your writer or your write-up is going to be the best in terms of inclination, or maybe in terms of performance. Number one is make sure that you try to look at your grammar, and your grammar should be above board in terms of presentation, because grammatical mistakes in written documents undermine the understanding of such document, and therefore when you are going forth, do a lot of practice on grammar. Number two, know your audience, and having a command of your recipients and acknowledging their characteristics across is going to assist you also to ensure that any message you are going to put across, it is still going to meet the demands or the expectations of the writer within the same parameter and position. Then try to proofread what you've seen under the sum of the skills. Read whatever you are going or maybe writing for your own self to understand it, because if you don't, then some of the small problems that affect proper written documents might also befall what you are putting across. Then number 4, vary your sentence structure. That is the formulation of your message in paragraphs and sentences. Make sure that they are not maybe accruing to a similar procedure, but you are able also to paraphrase them in different ways. Practice daily, because when you do that, you will perfect some of your initiatives or maybe some of your small mistakes, and that day-to-day engagement, it is going to assist you to move forward very easily. And lastly, you should be a very good reader on daily basis, so that the regular reading is going to assist you to move on very swiftly. So those are the key issues on writing skills and how it is going to assist you to be a very good writer, so that you do research, you outline whatever you are writing about, you do proper editing, there is reading, and lastly, ensuring your messages are precise enough not to be quite long. So I think for that topic, I beg to end there. We shall proceed in the next lesson.